It's World Cup fever. Obviously, I'm representing. I'm actually videoing this before the first game starts, so my prediction to win the whole thing is Spain. I know a lot of people are choosing France just because they're attacking. Well, in fact, that whole squad's incredible, but I think when it gets to knockout competition, I think Mbappe is just going to be too selfish, too toxic, and I don't think that front line will gel enough to outscore every team. Whether you get a team that's very compact and very, very good on the ball on the counter and can control the midfield, I think they'll beat Spain. Whoever that could be. Could be Argentina, could be Spain, could be Portugal. But that's who I think. I think Spain is my choice to win it. I think England probably semis at best. Obviously, I'd love for us to win it, but I just think the climate and the travelling will just be too much. And I think there's too many good teams right now for us to win it. I pray that I'm wrong, obviously, but that's not why I wanted to talk to you today. Why I wanted to talk to you today was mainly about the summer. Obviously, the World Cup's a huge summer event, but summertime holidays, everybody should enjoy some time away. Just relax, reset. The perfect holiday is whatever you make it. Wherever you go, whether it's a summer holiday on the beach, by the pool, or even if you want to go somewhere cold, as long as you get away and have a real break. That's what I tell my clients to do, and I tell my clients, whilst they're away, to fucking enjoy themselves. Enjoy themselves as much as possible, because you only go to this destination, you're only off work for a short period of time, so why do you want to restrict yourself? Why would you want to hold back? I want them to come back feeling refreshed, feeling happy, feeling like they've got everything out of the time away, because there's no such thing as a cheap holiday. If it's a good deal, you've still spent money, right? You still spending money. You also spend your time. Your time is the most valuable thing that you have. So why not fully get everything out of it? Which obviously sounds a bit ironic, or it's not exactly what you hear from a fat loss coach. But I'm very much of the mindset that if you put the work in before you go, you can enjoy the time you're away. It's exactly how it should be. And then we can just make a little alteration for when you're back, get back to where you were before you went away. I'm really sweaty, by the way, because it's so hot. Get back to where you were before we went away. And then from there, we can continue the plan. So it really isn't the be all and end all if you go away and put a couple of kilos on whilst you're on holiday. I know some coaches are like, well, just make sure you know you're mindful and you do this and do that. Yeah, of course. Don't eat like a cunt. Don't be a greedy fucker. Still enjoy yourself. Still enjoy yourself. Don't think when you go to a restaurant in the evening that you have to pull back on calories. If you've done the work before you went, enjoy yourself. Just, don't aim to eat 10,000 calories a day. Just relax, unwind. Because all the hard work would have been done before you went. Let's say you're a client of mine, we're working together and you're like, Ricky, I've booked a holiday and it's in 12 weeks time. Okay, cool. We'll put the work in over the next 11 weeks. We will work hard, we'll get you as lean as possible. And then that week before you go away, we'll put you in a maintenance. So you're feeling good, you're feeling refreshed. You go away, you enjoy your holiday, you come back, we tidy up for a couple of weeks just to get you back to where you were. And then we continue the phase, whether that will be going into a growing phase or going into more of a deficit so we can get you leaner. Both options are fine, but you have to put the work in before you go. You really, really do. And you can argue the more work you put in before you go, the more scope you have to actually enjoy yourself. Because let's say again, you're a fat loss client and you want to lose 10 kilo in them 12 weeks, but you only lose 6 because you've been fucking about. Well, when you come back, we've still got that 6+ kilos to lose. So you're better off sacrificing a bit of time in the short term before a holiday so you can maximize your time whilst you're away in the long term. I mean, it works for every single client I go and work with because they go away looking their best on holiday. They feel great. They know they put the work in. And it's whatever the holiday is to them. I've had clients where all they do is lay on the beach for a few days. Then they get itchy feet, they need to do something. I've had clients who want to stay on the beach the entire time, drinking booze every day, going out for fancy dinners. I've never had a client who's come back more than 3 or 4 kilos heavier than when they went away either. Because once you get into a routine and once you get into a mindset of dieting, eating on plan, seeing your body change for the better and having structure to your day, once you lose that structure when you're on holiday, it's fantastic for the first couple of days, and then inevitably you start finding routines again. Maybe not the same structure and routine that you had previously to going away, but you still find your own little routine when you are away. Whether that will be, okay, I don't eat until midday, have a light lunch, then a heavy dinner. That's cool, because where before you was eating 5-6 times a day, obviously you're not doing that. Where before you might be aiming to get 8, 10, 12, 14,000 steps in a day, you might be not doing anything, not really tracking it. And then you start feeling like, okay, maybe I need to do something physical. So you start playing like beach games or pool games, or you start exploring a bit more. You don't consciously think about staying on plan, but you do consciously get back into some sort of routine and habit. If you have an itinerary, that's great, because then again, you plan your schedule around that. But you can do all of that knowing that you don't have to worry about the gym, you don't have to worry about anything to do with fitness, because I actually encourage my clients not to go and weight train whilst they're away. If you've worked really hard for 12 weeks, you need a break, you need a week off. In fact, I'd say almost every client I have, I program a rest week anywhere between 8 to 12 weeks of intensive training, depending on the client and the recovery, because you need it. You need it. And what is a deload? A deload is not going to the gym for that week. Maybe to do cardio, maybe to do sets, or certainly no weight training. I do not believe that doing a deload in the sense where you go in and do weights, but at a lower level and restricted reps, is a good enough reason to have a rest. I mean, you're literally doing the thing you need a rest from. It makes no sense. You need a rest, stop doing it. And then you'll go back feeling refreshed, and you'll be stronger, and you'll actually gain more in the long term. So holidays are the perfect excuse to not weight train, to not track your food, to do what you want, because you put the work in. And if you can do that when you come back and flip that switch again, be like, right, I need to get back on the horse. I need to make sure that I'm back to where I was before I went on holiday, and you can do that in the shortest period of time. It's absolutely perfect, because not only have you been away, you've had a great time, but you haven't done any lasting damage, and you're ready to push on to the next phase. So, if this sounds like something you're very much interested in, let me know. Let's have a chat, and we can talk about how to get you looking your best for when you go away, and how we can carry on making you look even better for when you're back.